Okay guys, as you read in the title, we're gonna make the most expensive barbecue sandwich we ever made. But there's something else that is special. Yes, it's you, but it's not about you, Denise. It is Wagyu, but it's not just Wagyu. This is A5 10 plus Wagyu. The first time Denise is going to taste this. This is super special. Do you remember your first time, Marcel?
I remember it. It was 1967.
I can still remember my first time eating A5 10 plus Wagyu. You ready?
Uh-huh. That's it?
So hard to impress women these days. It's one of the most expensive steaks in the world. There are people that never had this. People that are watching right now that in their life never had this before are dying to eat this. But they just don't want to pay 150 euros for this steak.
Okay, cool.
Come on, Denise! So this is A5 10 plus Wagyu, the highest marbling grade you can get. The most expensive steak. And we're cooking it just for you. This is so cool, this is so freaking awesome, and we're going to make a sandwich out of it. Wagyu steaks are the most celebrated steaks, and therefore you pay the premium price. It's almost like a once-in-a-lifetime steak opportunity, the holy grail of steaks. If you try this steak, you know what the difference is between an ordinary steak and a Wagyu steak. What I would say, just try it once, at least once in your life, save up the money and buy a Wagyu steak, grill it up and enjoy it. A5 10 plus doesn't get any better than this. Japanese Wagyu. I'm excited about this. So we need to fire up the barbecue. We're gonna get some big block, put it in a barbecue and light it up. Now that this show is lit, we're going to cut up our steak. I'm going to cut off the bits that we're not going to use for our sandwich. These bits are going to be Pitmaster privilege. We're ready to sear off our steaks, our scraps actually, but the scraps on this Wagyu are so good. Of course, we don't need any oil or anything to greasen up the steak. It's gonna do all of that work on its own. We get it nice and hot. We're just waiting for that sear to happen, get the caramelization going, get a nice crust on there, flip it around, do the other side. Ooh, look at that. Look at how good that looks. Of course, we need to sprinkle on a little bit of salt and let it rest. Now I want you to slice it, because slicing will give you that experience of how tender this beef actually is. And it's so super tender, mainly because of the marbling that we have in this meat. Water is running into my mouth, I hardly can wait, but you go first.
Okay. Okay.
See?
This needs to dance.
It's completely different than any other steak, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't compare to anything you had before.
No.
You ready for this?
I'm always ready for Wagyu.
That's a really tough decision because I'm seriously contemplating just eating the steak. We kind of have to make the sandwich now. That's the story of the video. Now that we made Denise dance and very happy and a Wagyu junkie, we're going to continue with the rest of our ingredients. We want to make a sandwich and we're just going to approach it like we would a burger. We're going to make sure that we got all the ingredients ready to go and then we'll start cooking. The first thing is making a herb butter. We're going to put in 1 clove of garlic, fine pressed. Next step is some fine chopped chives and some fine chopped parsley. Sprinkle in a little bit of salt. And we're going to finish it off with some fine crushed black pepper. Now we'll mix that all up. For the next part of our sandwich, we're going to make a black pepper mayonnaise. I'm going to use our favorite Japanese mayonnaise. If we want to make a black pepper mayonnaise, we're going to need a lot of black pepper. I would say this is around a tablespoon on about 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And to add a little bit of acidity to our mayonnaise, we're also going to add some coarse mustard. It will provide us with a little bit of texture. We're going to stir that in and let our black pepper mayonnaise develop. Let's give this a try to make sure that we got it right. I love it. Black pepper and steak go so well together. If you got cayenne pepper, it just grabs you by the throat and does something like this. But black pepper, it just comes at you and it just knocks you out. And of course, nothing but the best bread for our steak. I want to size up the steak to the bread. What we gotta take into consideration is that the meat will shrink as it cooks, as it grills. So we're going to take a little bit more off than we would think. Our butter is at room temperature, easy to smear onto our bread. Now it's time to toast our buns over a hot fire. First I'm gonna go with butter side up because I want the butter to melt. Ooh, time to flip. Ooh. Gotta keep our eye on it, make sure it doesn't burn. See, now the butter's melting. Doesn't that look good? A little bit more, maybe 10 seconds more. Now, that is a good looking garlic sandwich. So I decided to give a little extra twist to this steak. I want to smoke it. We're not going to smoke it in the barbecue. We're going to use something special, a fumigator. Basically what it does is a fan. What is in here? We got a tube, air comes out there. And of course, we need some smoke wood, which we're gonna put in here. I selected some French chestnut smoke wood. Actually, they're just the nuts. It will make for some excellent smoking. Now all we need to do is turn the fan on, light it up, more heat, more smoke. Now we're going to smoke that steak. And this is what I call cold smoking the steak. We want to add smoke to it, but when we put it on the grill, we're going to have so much heat already there. If we don't cold smoke it, it's going to be cooked. If we're going to like put it to a temperature of 110 degrees, it's going to be overcooked, and I want to prevent that. The steak is really thin and you need Wagyu steak to be thin. So my plan is to use a little grate, a glass bowl, put the steak underneath, and then, but it doesn't fit. So I thought I'm just going to cut this up. Yep, Pitmaster Acces always makes it happen. We'll put this together, put our steak on. There we go. Now we need the bowl, put the fumigator on, fire it up. There we go. Smoke coming. And now we gotta let this sit for at least 10 minutes or so for the smoke to pick up on the steak and get attached to it, so we get a little bit of decent smoke flavor to our steak. Oh, smell it, Denise. Smell it. Smells like smoke, right? Yeah, super smoky. Now it's time to sear off our steak. We still have a grill blazing hot. And I took the grill grate out. I'm gonna put it back in. The reason that I took the grill grate out, because I wanted to cool down first. If we put a steak on a hot grill grate like this, you get these sear marks, and I don't want the sear marks. I want it to be cooked perfectly everywhere. So that's why it's going out in cold, and on goes our Wagyu steak. There we go. You hear it, no sizzle from the grill grate. That's exactly what we need. Rotate it. Keep it away from the flames. Now we're going to flip the steak around. We'll put some salt on our steak. I'm going to let it rest. Our steak is rested, all our ingredients are ready, time to build up our sandwich. We'll start with our pepper mayonnaise, spread it out onto our crispy garlic bread. Next we'll put on some fresh lettuce, 2 thin slices of tomato. Now we'll put the steak on, that is what I call a steak sandwich. And finally we're going to top it off with some pickles. And you're going to think, what, Pitmaster Acces, you're going to put pickles on our Wagyu steak? Yes, I am, and you know why? That Wagyu is so greasy and so fat, if you want to have more than 2 bites, you gotta have something sour to help it dissolve. And because I like to spice things up, I'm also gonna put on some pickled jalapenos. Now we'll put the cap on. This is the magical moment. We made a $150 steak sandwich. It's time to slice into it. I did it! Now the big question is, does it taste good? Time to bite into it. There we go. This is seriously good. In my mind, I'm racing. I know it's a $33 bite, but the flavor and the tenderness is just insane. Wow. I really apologize, but I gotta finish this before we continue this video. You got the tenderness of the beef, a little bit of the spiciness of the jalapeno, but it's way in the background. Even with the pepper mayonnaise, it's not strongly in the front. It's a well-balanced sandwich. Don't kill it, what are you doing? You gotta move, you gotta put your hand like this.
You've outdone yourself.
You realize you just ate a $75 sandwich and half of it,
No,
2 bites.
I didn't notice. It was really good though.
Kids these days, they're so super spoiled. I don't know what to do with them, but I'm just guess I gotta find the next big thing for them to enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then support me and my emotions by leaving a big thumbs up. I want to say a special thank you to our patrons and YouTube members. You guys freaking rock. You know you make it all happen, right? If you're not a YouTube member or a patron, then check out the video description. There's a link there. You can read all about it. And well, big thank you to everyone supporting us. Hope to see you guys next time. Hey guys, what do you say?
And keep on grilling.
That's right. See you guys next time.